40 original songs that I know of that have either never been released or never been, they may have been leaked, but they were never commercially released kind of thing.
Right.
There's also a mountain of remix stuff. I know that Capucine Jackson is sitting on a Johnny J remix record of some of the material that had come out in the last few years through Amaru Interscope. And that's an amazing collection. I don't know what it's going to take to get that to market, but we don't have control over that. But there's some wonderful stuff out there. The you know, for us at DeathRow, we own what we own that was put out. You know, so All Eyes on Me, Machiavelli, anything related to the Outlaws, all that kind of stuff. But we are also only entitled to 13 unreleased songs for our next Tupac record, which will be coming out June 2010, and that is something we're very committed to doing. From that, my goal, which I've been very public about and was very clear with Afeni that this is what I wanted to do, was essentially try to put out as pure a Tupac record as possible. And pure means, to me, following the benchmark of, say, All Eyes on Me in terms of production, in terms of original producers, in terms of, you know, people from the period that were part of it. If there are songs that are slightly unfinished, I guess we'll have to address that. But that's my goal. I'd like to see as much Johnny J on there as possible. I'd like to make sure that if Tupac was alive, he would be saying, yeah, this represents me. This is cool. If I can, I always enjoy his more poetic side, you know, than his angry side. But, you know, it's really going to depend on, you know, a number of factors of these songs which we choose. One is what's finished. One is what's pure. One of which has the producers we think will cooperate with us to clear this stuff properly. You know, we've taken suggestions from probably thousands of fans right now, and people are pretty consistent, you know. I'm pretty sure Tongue Kissing will be on there, for example. And, you know, all of these things, you know, we're looking at, you know, combining. And then we'd like to put some rare DVD footage out. And Chimodu is sitting on an amazing collection of never-before-seen Tupac photos. So, you know, the idea is that it will be very pure. You know, I'm almost tempted to call the album pure, but I haven't made a decision yet. And I feel very, very honored and respectful. I feel very, very honored to have Afeni's, you know, early stage trust. I mean, we haven't finished everything we need to do to sort out how we're going to go about this or anything, but, you know, there's an overall sense where she believes that I'm not here to screw her over, the fans over, or, you know, the legacy of her son, which is absolutely true. And, you know, from that, you know, I've got some time. I'm trying to get these other releases in the can first because, you know, basically me and the team are working hard to get everything ready for 2009 releases right now. You know, where we sit is we're looking at a fair amount of decision-making that will be happening right around Christmas time. You know, that's about when I think we'll be making the big announcements for June, just because we're going to take really, really, really special care with this record. And I'm trying to get some things that people have never heard of, that I've found, you know, because I see the same songs coming up on the lists, and we have a few surprises. And, you know, I'm also very interested in, Tupac wrote a screenplay called Live to Tell, and, you know, I'm very interested in producing that film. That's something on my personal list of things that I want to start tackling in 2010.
I look at some of the lists. I believe I sent you a list before of the.
Yeah, I couldn't really open it though. It took me to the site, and then it said I needed to be a member or something. So I got a little confused how I was supposed to do that.
Okay. Well, after this interview is complete, I'll send the list your way through an email.
Okay. I can also, I mean, if you want to ask me about songs, I'm pulling up my list. Hold on, I will do that. Just give me a moment. What's the feeling out there about these Tupac pirators? Do people think they're justified?
I think most of the people well, especially on my site and some of the other sites, they're definitely against it. The guys, the two that you mentioned, they've been working, as far as we know, in private on one of their sites, and they're just selling it to people in their little group, and no one else outside of that group is supposed to have it. And so the general feeling is that they're definitely not liked among the real fans. And their names are very popular though on the online scene just because of what they are doing.
Right. So I can tell you this. There's some missing masters if people might know where they're hidden. For Is God Watching? Smiling Faces. If This World Were Mine. Capture the Flag. And Show Me Another Way. We haven't been able to find those in the vault. I'm just letting you know.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking over our list real quick, seeing if any of those are on there. I'm actually not seeing any of those on there. Our list was compiled by one of the members on my site over the past probably 8 or 9 years, just from talking to producers and people in the scene. Yeah, I'm not seeing any of those on the list. I guess one song that most fans definitely want to hear about, and I'm sure you've had probably thousands of emails on this one track, is a track that's titled Watch Your Mouth.
Yeah.
That one, do you guys have that in?
That's on our list, yeah.
Okay, do you have any information on the song? Is like if you think you might release it, or?
It's never been released, right?
Not in full. Yeah,
okay. Looks like these unreleased songs that I'm mentioning they could be Tupac and Johnny J songs. Hold on, let me pull up another list, okay?
The list that I have has about 450 tracks on here, so obviously we can't go over all of them.
450?
That's the total of unreleased tracks that we know of. Most of these are confirmed as well through the different producers.
Where are they?
We figured you guys or Amara has them somewhere. A lot of them are ones that, the list includes also ones that have been released on the retail releases over the years since he died. Those are included on the list, but there's a good number of them on there that were never been released.
Okay, I'm going to read to you what I know of to have not been released, okay? And I apologize if I have this a little muddled because this track sheet is a little weird, okay?
All right.
Of unreleased, never out, my understanding is that Tongue Kissing,
that one,
and then there's something related to the Mike Tyson fight.
Right, Road to Glory.
The Struggle Continues.
Okay.
If They Love Their Kids.
That one I've never heard of.
Sounds interesting. Penitentiary Bound.
Yep, that one is on our list.
For If There's a Cure for This.
Yep, that one is on our list.
Where You Been.
Yep.
Through My Rear View.
I believe that one was maybe not the original version, but there was a version released on the Resurrection soundtrack.
Okay, let me make a note.
There's actually 2 tracks that are titled Through My Rear View, so you might be thinking of a different one as well that is not released.
Okay.
All right, if you have the ability to listen to it and the words, you should be able to tell if it says grab the mic throughout the song, that is the one that is not released.
Okay, all right. Let me make a note of that. He vs. She.
Yep, that one's on our list.
Comrades.
Yep, that's also on our list.
Wherever You Are.
Yep, that one also is on our list.
Fade Me.
Yep.
Watch Your Mouth.
Yep.
Let's Get It On.
Yep.
Ride For Me.
Yes. My
Only Fear of Death.
Yep, that one was released on Are You Still Down, the retail release.
It was?
It was on there, unless it is a different one that we're not aware of.
Your Own Style.
Yep, that one's on our list.
Borrowed Time.
Yep.
Ain't No Stopping Us Now.
Nope, never heard of that one.
Trump Tight.
Yep, that one is on our list.
Things Are Changing.
Yep, that one too.
Ain't Nothing Wrong.
Yep, that one's on our list.
My Only Fear of Death. I love that song. I think the other name for that is Reincarnation.
Reincarnation, yes, that one.
I love that song. Was that released on anything?
Not anything official. Like you mentioned, the two before, it has surfaced in some form. We're not